Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole. This is yet another one of these planning ahead videos. This is where I'm going to talk to you all about the skincare that I want to try in 2023. A small confession. I feel like I might be putting this video out a little early this year, but I have to admit, this is the video I have the energy for, just a kind of fun, chatty video where you all give me input, give me suggestions on brands you'd like to see, because I don't have the energy right now to, really turn my brain on full volume. We went through two hurricanes. Two hurricanes, and what was that, a span of a month? We went through a November hurricane. It's been so bizarre. I'm so sleep deprived. I think you might be able to hear it in my voice. Sorry about that. I will tell you all though, Ian actually was worse. We got category 1 from both Ian and Nicole where we are, and yeah, Ian was worse. With Nicole, we had a bigger cleanup. We've been cleaning up so many leaves because it's November and a hurricane just blew them everywhere. But after Ian, we went into our yard and we went, whose roof is this? Anyway, I'm just hoping this is the end of hurricane season. For everybody's sake here, it's a very exhausting time. But today's video should be fun because we're gonna talk about skincare and skincare brands. And I was really thinking a lot about this. I have tried a lot of skincare on this channel over the years, and I think it's about time for me to kind of shift my focus and redo some of these brands. And I kind of talked a little bit about this in, I think, one of the What's New in Skincare videos, but brands like Copari, for example. When I think back to my original Copari trial, it is like they are a completely different brand these days, because Copari started as a brand that was, all about coconut oil, and I just can't help but feel that the vast majority of people are not interested in coconut oil skincare. And for the small percentage of people who might be interested in that, I feel like other people would say, oh no, coconut oil is terrible, it's comedogenic, you don't want to use that. So I really think Copari honestly had to change their brand if they were going to keep up, and they did, and they've come out with such good products. That new ceramide moisturizer, it is so good. It is bizarre to think that is from the same brand that originally brought out 100% coconut oil at Ulta. I also want to redo Essentree, and this is definitely not a situation of, oh, because my opinions on Essentree are outdated. No, but because the brand just keeps releasing more and more and more. At the time I filmed my video, they had come out with, I think they had just come out with the Yam collection, and they've added more products to that. We talked about the new cleansing oil. I don't know how Essentree is doing it, but they're releasing so many products and all of them look amazing. Honestly, same, but to a little bit of a lesser extent with Beauty of Joseon, just because they have a slower release schedule. But as a lot of you know, they just released 2 more products. They reformulated 2 products. I think the speed of skincare is very fast these days. Tula is another brand I've talked about redoing on this channel, and it's not, again, a case of directly redoing them, but rather expanding. Because I think the very interesting thing for me about Tula is I've come to realize the brand makes their products in terms of extremes. And I feel like that sounds bad, so I'll make sure to elaborate. When I tried Tula's products, lo and behold, it turns out I had tried the oily skin line, and so I hated it. Of course I hated it, because I have very dry skin. And some people were so upset with me because they were saying, what? This line is for oily skin, and it's some of the best oily skincare products in existence. Then I finally tried the dry skin products and went, whoa, these are really heavy, really nourishing, really made for dry skin. And you all know that Acne Cure ended up being a holy grail for me, so that's a brand I would like to redo. I have Dr. Perricone, or Perricone MD rather, on my list, which is hilarious on this current day for a lot of reasons. First of all, I'm utterly baffled that in all this time of using cold plasma, I've never actually published a review. How did that happen? I think part of it is kind of tricky for me to talk about because I don't think cold plasma is worth full price. In fact, I think Perricone MD is a 50% off brand. Meaning I think they expect people to pay 50% off. Secondly, this video is going live at a very funny time if you happen to follow me on Instagram, because I just made a post about a new release that Suffice to say, I'm not super wowed by. And see, what you have to know about me is that I have zero qualms whatsoever with telling you that I absolutely love a product from a brand and also hate a product from that same brand. Zero qualms, don't care, not a loyalist. Relatedly, I read an article about how this is a bit of a generational divide. Supposedly, millennials and Gen Z have no brand loyalty, whereas Gen X and boomers do. I don't know if that's true, though. I tend to think it's more of an individual thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm not super wowed with that new release. In fact, honestly, the Dr. Perricone brand kind of can fall into that category of doctor-owned brands where I kind of raise an eyebrow. If you saw my video talking about a skincare you don't need, I honestly expected to have so much more of a backlash to that video than I did. I thought that people were going to hear me say, you might not need doctor-owned brands, and just immediately assume I'm part of that growing anti-science, anti-doctor group of people. But I'm not at all. I just think that, you know, just because a doctor-owned brand is selling you chia oil for $98 doesn't mean that it's actually any better than The Ordinary's chia seed oil. I'm so happy one of you brought that product up. Yeah, that whole post, everything about it was so weird because I received that through Influencer, practically, Buzz Agent. It's a variant of it. And they wanted me to make a post, but it had all these strict rules. I'm not allowed to mention other brands, had to use #sponsored, but I sure as heck wasn't paid. Shouldn't words have meaning? I feel like words should have meaning. I swear at some point I need to just get a video out there, but I think it's gonna be emotionally taxing on me to make that video just because, I either love or hate Perricone MD products. There's no in between. How can there be when your prices are so high? It ignites feelings in you, right? Right? Let's switch over to talking about some drugstore brands I want to try. So Bubble. Oh my goodness. Bubble sent me some products initially, and I feel like I've been so pleased with them. You know, it's now 2022. Next year will be 2023, in case you didn't know what day it is, my dear subscribers. But I feel like we are just living in a time where you don't need to spend a lot of money for a good skincare routine, and I think about this a lot. If I didn't have my channel, in general, I think I would gravitate to a lot of drugstore Korean products, maybe a handful of pricey products, SK-II. As I can't throw out SK-II, it's gotta stay. But I think it would be really heavy on the affordable products, and I would continue to use devices. No, this makes perfect sense. You all will follow me completely. What I'm saying is I think it's a better investment to buy inexpensive skincare products, the skincare device that suits your needs, and to, just kind of skirt around all of the $98 chia seed oils that are mostly olive oil. And I feel like the detail that illustrates this the most, and I already talked all about this in my skincare dupes video, but it was that moment where I realized that Bubble's $17 vitamin C serum is actually better than some of the $50 to $60 serums on the market. Not only because it's less irritating, fragrance-free, but because it's genuinely a better formula, and that is mind-blowing. It's a good time to be alive, maybe not in Florida specifically, but it's a good time to be alive somewhere. And so related to this, Bioma, I moved my Bioma serum out here so I can hopefully remind myself, because it's a brand I don't have a lot of experience with, but I've seen a lot of you in the comments saying you really like this brand, they have very affordable prices, and now they're at Ulta. Now, when it comes to K-Beauty, I swear at this point I just want you all to pick the brands because I've been so utterly happy with the brands that you pick. If I pick, I'm gonna go with Make Prim. And I don't know if that's the best choice. Make Prim is a brand that kind of perplexes me. They were actually one of the first Korean skincare brands I ever tried through their sunscreens, which were actually mineral sunscreens. Lo and behold, I can use the new generation of chemical filters, but I didn't know it back then, and so that was my introduction to K-Beauty. The catch with Make Prim is that they have certain incredible products that I absolutely love, and then they have some formulas where I just kind of worry, It might be irritating. There's a lot of essential oils, but only in some products. It's not in everything. I think it's just a lot easier for me to find the brands that really don't use essential oils, so I don't have to play, the game of make sure you thoroughly read the ingredients before you buy anything from this brand. But nonetheless, I do want to try them. They have that idabenone ampoule, I think, that I'm really interested in. I think it could be fun to do. I think I also want to try more from By Wish Trend. So far, I've only tried their cleansers, but I feel like the 2 cleansers that I've tried from this brand, I love so much that I feel like, well, this might just be another one of those, whoa, I like everything from this brand. I mean, there's not enough that I've tried to say that with confidence, but I love both of their cleansers. And it's not that I like them, it's that I love both of the cleansers I've tried. And then one more brand here, and I don't quite know how to say this. I'm guessing it's a play on words. Numbuzin? That might have been very wrong. I'm so sorry. This brand is so funny to me. So apparently, instead of giving their products names, which they feel are pretty hard for people to remember, they just gave everything a number instead. And on one hand, I like this. On the other hand, but what is each product for? I feel like you kind of have to spend a lot of time with this brand before you make any purchases. But nonetheless, when I look through the ingredients and for their price point, I feel like this might be one of those brands where it's very worth it to put the time in. Maybe though, really, really long ingredients lists on some of these, and that can be kind of a coin toss for me with my, little bit more sensitive skin type over here. Let me know your thoughts. And I don't have a brand to name here yet, but I know I want to try more of the kind of mid-range or maybe even high-end skincare brands out of Korea or Japan. So far, I've found some brands in this category that I really, really like. Suisu in Korean skincare, SK2 in Japanese skincare. Are there more brands out there where I might really just fall in love? Usually with specific products. The Suisu Overnight Mask, the SK2 Essence, you know how it is. But that's all I have on my list for now. You all know I am extremely open to feedback. If there are brands you would like to see reviewed on this channel, please feel free to leave a comment. Make sure you hit the like button on other people's comments. Yeah, I want you to upvote brands that you see other people commenting, like Reddit, right? We all follow this? I kid you not, I had no idea Round Lab even existed. Somehow it was just, right over me. And so far, so good. Of course, you all know that will be the next review on this channel. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all next time.